Welcome to another video. Today's topic is Algebra Basics. This is the first video of a new series, Algebra GCSEs. Check the link in the description to access the full free course. Before we get into algebra, there are a few basic things you need to know, like negative numbers, multiplying letters together, terms, and much more. Here are a bunch of rules you need to know. So minus times a minus equals a plus. Minus times a plus equals a minus. Plus times a minus, which is the same thing as above, these two are the same, equals a minus. Plus times a plus equals a plus. Now with this in mind, minus 2 times 3 equals minus 6, since minus times a plus, which is a minus. Now, minus 8 divided by minus 2. So minus 8 divided by minus 2. So what you do is you would cancel out the minus, since the minus is both on top and under. Minus 8 over minus 2 is like saying minus 1 times 8 over minus 1 times 2. So you can cancel out the minus 1 from both the numerator and the denominator by simplifying. And then you get 8 over 2, which is 4. So with division, is basically all of the times sign swapped by division. Minus 5 times minus 6. As you can tell here, minus times a minus gives you a plus. So minus 5 times minus 6 is plus 30, or just 30. 5 minus minus 4. So this is different. This is addition now. If you have a plus next to a plus, that will be a plus. If you have a minus next to a plus, it will be a minus. If you have plus next to a minus, which is the same thing as before, it will give you a minus. If you have a minus next to a minus, that will give you a plus. So in this case, there's a minus next to a minus. So it will be 5 plus 4, which is 9. Now on to letters. So X, Y, Z. What does this mean? Okay, it's not a problem, it's not a question, but I'm just going to go through what this actually means. This means X times Y times Z. Okay, not X plus Y or plus Z, or just X, Y, Z altogether. There's a little times sign in there. Just like as if you had a bracket 2 bracket 3. There's a many times there, which means that it's 2 times 3. Okay, same thing with X, Y, Z. X, Y squared. This would be X times Y squared, which would be X times Y times Y. Now X, Y all squared. Now this is different to that because of the brackets. Okay, because you have the brackets, this means that both X and Y is squared. So this would give you X squared, Y squared, which would give you X times Y times Y. Now 2x y squared to the power of 2. Now this is a bit trickier. So you have 2, then you have x, y squared, all squared. Now notice the 2 is not in the brackets, so you don't square the 2, okay? When it comes to powers and brackets, okay, remember with this example, look at this example, x, y squared. What we did is we had an imaginary number here, an imaginary power of 1, okay? This, any number to the power of 1 is just itself, so that's why the power of 1 doesn't really show. So what you do is when you have all of this to the power of 2 in brackets, you do 2 times the power of the number. So in this case, it will turn into x squared, because 1 times 2, and then y squared, because 1 times 2. Just like how we got the answer here. Okay? So same thing with here. So this would become 2x to the power of 1 right now. So x squared, 2 times 1, and then y to the power of 4. Yes, 2 times 2. And then that would give you 2x squared y to the power 4, because it's 2 times x squared y to the power 4. Now x plus 1 squared. Now this is different. Okay, this is different. I'll start off with the wrong answer. This is wrong. Okay, this is completely wrong. Okay, it's completely wrong. If you expand the brackets, okay, this would give you x plus 1 times x plus 1. It's literally the same thing. Okay, you just put two brackets together. It's the brackets times, it's whatever's in the brackets times whatever's in the brackets. Okay, just like saying x squared. Okay, if I said x squared, you could also write it like this: x times x. So all we did is just substitute the x with x plus 1. X plus 1 times x plus 1. And when you do this, okay, this will be in a later video, this will not give you x squared plus 1. It will not give you that, okay? It will give you something else. You'd expand the brackets by multiplying like this, okay? And it would give you this. It would give you an answer like this: x squared plus 2x plus 1, okay? Not x squared plus 1. Again, I'll go through this in another video. Now terms. So here you have three terms: the x squared term, 3x term, and the numbers term. Okay, so this is called the numbers term. This is called the x term, and this is called the x squared term. Okay, these are all three different terms. Now for the second equation, guess how many terms there are? Yeah, there are 4 terms. So you have the x cubed term, okay, x cubed term, and then the 3y squared term. Since there's a different letter, so it's a completely different term. Okay, y squared term. And then you have the 4x term, which is the same as this one, the x term. Then you have the numbers term, same as this one. Next one, again you have 3 terms. So you have the x term, the y term, and the numbers term. Now I didn't do this here, but normally when you write the terms, okay, you have to include the signs with it. Okay, so like this. Okay, I didn't do that, but normally you have to include the terms. So if I highlight it, actually it will be better if I highlight it. Here are the terms. So this will be the plus 3x, this will be plus 4, this will be plus 3y squared. Normally there's a plus 2 cubed plus 4x. The sign before the number belongs to the term. Okay, so plus 18, and then minus 9 term, and then minus 2y, and then plus 4x. There's an imaginary plus here. So technically this term is x squared with a minus. This one is an x term with a plus. This is a y term with a minus, and this is a numbers term with the plus. Now this is important because in the next slide we're going to be collecting like terms or simplifying, same thing. So what this means is you have to collect the similar terms. And add them together, or subtract them, or times them together to simplify. In this first line, you have 2x plus 2y. You have 2x plus 2y plus 3x plus 4x plus y. So to simplify it, you have to add the like terms together. Okay, so let's highlight the first term. Okay, so this is the x term. Do you see any other terms like this one, like the x term? Yeah, there's a 3x term, there's an x term here, and another x term here. When you simplify them, you take the sign they have with them, and then you simplify it by adding or subtracting. So in this case, you have plus 2x, there's a mini plus sign here, plus 2x, plus 3x, so that's 5x, and then plus 4x. that will give you 9x. Now same thing with the y term. You have a y term here with the plus sign, and then you have another y term here with the plus sign. 2y plus 2y plus y will give you 3y. And then you can further simplify by taking a common factor. So 3x plus y. Yep, okay. Now this is the simplest form. You can't go any simpler than that. You can't add x plus y because they're two different terms. So you have a and you have b. These are two different terms. And also you have c. So let's start by adding the a's. So you have a plus a and another plus a, and that's it. So that would give you 2a. And then you have a plus b and also another plus b. I didn't see that. So you have a plus b and then a plus 2b. So that would give you plus 3b. And then you have c. That would be c. There are no common factors that you could take out of all of these. So this is it. It's as simple as it gets. 2a plus 3b plus c. You have 4x. Okay. And that's it. That's all you have. And then you have 3y. The y term. And another y term. Okay. Always try and include the addition or subtraction sign. I keep forgetting, but always add them. Okay. Because it will make sense. Whenever there's a negative number and then you're gonna have to subtract, you're gonna have to take into account the negative number, okay? And then you have an x squared term. So if you add them all together, when you add them all together, by the way, try and add the bigger terms, okay? So any term that has a square root of a number higher than 1, you put them on the left side. So starting off with x squared. Okay, and then you have 4y, and then you have 4x. That's the only x term there, and then you add the y terms. So there you go, x squared plus 4x plus 4y. Now on to the next one. So you have 3x cubed. This is a x cubed term. There are no other ones, so you move on to the next one. Then you have 3y cubed. This is a y cubed term. There are no other y cubed terms. So you go to the next one. Then you have a plus 4x. There are no other plus 4x terms. So you move on to the next one. And then you have a numbers term. There are no other numbers term. So as you can see, the equation itself is already simplified, and you can no longer simplify it. Okay, it's already simplified. So look here, I just wrote another line. Okay. So now try and do this yourself. Collect the like terms and then simplify. Okay, so the first one you have 2a. That's a like term a. And then you have another one, so minus a. Okay, that's another like term. And then you have a plus 2a right next to it. These are three like terms. Okay. Now you go on to the next one. You have 3c. That's a different term. And there are no other ones, so then you move on to the next one. Plus 4y. That's another term, and there are no other terms like that. So now you simplify. Plus 2a minus a, that will give you a, and then plus 2a again. So that will give you 3a. And then you can do the rest. Plus 3c plus 4y. Thank you for watching this video. This is just a brief overview before we get into algebra. So I hope this helps. And yeah, see you in the next video.